We ended up going 1-3 on the 3 best prop bets for UFC Mexico, with the only one hitting for us being Daniel Zellhuber by decision at plus 165 as he touches up Francisco Prado and clearly wins the second and third rounds to get his hand raised, like I said, on the scorecards. Edgar Chairez did not give us an opportunity to try to win this fight in the second round, as he was dead set on getting this done as early as possible and was able to secure that first round submission victory. I was hoping that it would happen in round 2. And then Chris Duncan starts off very hot, nearly finishing Manuel Torres right off jump, but for some reason decides to grapple after hurting his opponent and then getting choked out soon thereafter. So the inside the distance does not end up cashing for us there. But again, plus 165, slight loss on the night after getting that 1-for-2. And then the long shot Aguilar, or Jesus Aguilar, by knockout at plus 750. Another guy similar to Chris Duncan, where he was having some solid success on the feet with his leg kicks and some big power punching, but for some reason continued to mix it up in the grappling realm, where Mendonça was able to get some advantages, some reversals. Even though Aguilar won a controversial decision, we wanted him to win by knockout, and that I felt was something that was live for as long as these guys were in the striking realm, but there must have been something that Aguilar did not like that it was the reason why he ended up wanting to grapple more than anything. So let's try to turn the page, try to turn things around here and try to cash at least 2 of these 3 best prop bets and maybe get the first long shot of the year too, because that would be mighty fine by me. All right, let's get right into the first prop bet that I got for you guys. It's going to be Bernardo Sopai by knockout at plus 225 as he steps in on short notice and takes on Vinicius Oliveira. Now, Sopai is a short notice UFC newcomer, but this kid deserves to be on the stage. He was about to defend his regional title next weekend, so he's in shape, he's ready to go, and was more than happy to take this opportunity to make his UFC debut. I believe he is the cleaner striker between himself and Oliveira, and I believe Oliveira will find himself slipping up here, which will leave an opening for the faster and possibly, I don't want to say harder puncher, but just as hard of a puncher in Sopai, who should be able to find him down the pipe and eventually drop him and find that finish. He is already an underdog at plus 110, so a money line spot on him is not a bad idea. But for him to win by knockout, which I think is very live and possible considering how chaotic this fight could eventually be based on how Oliveira fights, I think the plus 225 is worth a shot. The second best prop bet that I have for you guys is going to be a boring one, but I think it has some legs. Eric Anders to win by decision over Jamie Pickett. Now, both guys normally like to utilize their physicality, strength, and power in the clinch and in the grappling realm to overwhelm their opponents or find that quick knockout. But more often than not, we see Anders keeping his foot on the gas, pressuring his opponents up against the cage, and trying to wear on them. Pickett normally has some decent durability, and I think he's going to be able to kind of hang with Anders in the clinch here, but I think Anders will be the one making it look better for the judges, optically scoring a little bit better as well, and I think that this is a fight that will leak to the judges' scorecards, and I think it's going to be Anders who eventually gets his hand raised here, and I think it comes by decision. I would much rather take this prop than to take that minus 500 on his money line. He is not worth that price tag at this stage in his career. I don't care even if he's fighting a guy like Jamie Pickett. The third best prop bet that I have for you guys is going to be Vitor Petrino by knockout at plus 165. I'm hoping that he decides to keep this fight in the striking range, something that he has not been doing over his last few fights, as he has been gaining confidence in his grappling realm and trying to go out there and get submissions. But this is a guy that is more than capable of going there and putting his opponent's lights out, something he made a career of on the regional scene. He'll have a legitimate striking advantage over Tyson Pedro in the spot, and I expect that to come to fruition here as he starts to plant, starts to throw, land big shots on Pedro, and look to put Pedro out cold. Give me Petrino by knockout at plus 165. The long shot that I have for you guys here is just on the cusp of what I would categorize as a long shot, which I say is plus 500 or wider. But I'm going to go with Shamil Gadziev round 1 by sub at plus 500. I feel like that's his best path to victory in this matchup, and he is a guy that does a good job of seeking submission opportunities rather than than the ground and pound when he gets his opponents to the mat. He has a very solid knack for finding that rear naked choke, which is what earned him the contract on the Contender Series, but even a solid arm triangle choke would suffice, considering that we've seen Jairzinho Rozenstruik give that up in the past. I do like Gadziev here. I do like him to win in round 1, but I'm hoping that he continues to search for submissions as he's shown us in the past, rather than posture up and get a TKO victory. Give me Gadziev, round 1, submission, plus 500 as the long shot for UFC Vegas 87. There you guys go. A full week of UFC Vegas 87 content. Appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support. If you guys are looking for Octagon 54 breakdowns, I'll have them in written form on the Patreon page, the Lock of the Night Patreon page, that is. So check the link in the description below for that. Otherwise, I will see you guys Saturday night after the fights wrap up for the immediate reaction show that I do, talking about every single fight as they wrap up and each prop that hit for every single matchup as well. Hope to see you guys then. Good luck this weekend. And peace.